Hello, today is 21st of February, also known as 2 days before the tournament. And it's my journal for the past week, so I'll start with diet. So, yeah, just sticking to the regular diet. I got some new protein bars that I've been eating. And one cheat meal this week, it was today because we didn't have time, so we went by an Indian restaurant and picked some food. But other than that, yeah, just same thing as always. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but like getting into avocados, to on weekends after trainings, like avocado toast is my go-to. This weekend is a tournament. Let's do martial arts training. So basically, we did this week and last week all forms. And I need to have lower stances, and I need to, on the first move, not move my toes at an angle. Or just not move my foot. I need to keep it straight. And the most important thing I think is to have low stances and a good jump, so that I'll just focus on that all of class tomorrow. On Friday, or on Saturday on training day, we did the regular stuff like a fighting system. Fighting system, and 4 punches control the head, grappling pattern, etc. And we had light finish to the grappling pattern this time. Was the same thing as always, and then we did forms, and then I thought my form was like, I was trying to scope out my competition, but of course I don't know my age group exactly, because they're always different at the tournaments. But yeah, I would say, judging by what I saw at training, I would say I'm top 3, but I don't know how many people actually show up to training. Because I only saw like one part of the thing. So, yeah. So if I am top 3, then of course the first place is the goal, regardless. But if I'm top 3, first place is not gonna be too much of a challenge. So I'll have to just step up more than other people do. Hopefully, get a good partner for quarter turn pattern. I don't have anyone in my age group testing, so I'll probably be with Cody, not our Cody. Cody from Berryessa. He's the guy that was my first degree test partner. He's pretty good. And that's that. So yeah, training, we did that. Corrections, that. Supplemental training, just lifting in school, and I worked out on Monday, and I was really proud of like what I did, because I felt like I stopped minimal and got reps in at like a good weight. I did the female RX, which is usually the under 18 RX, and it was like power cleans and total bars, but I couldn't do total bars because of my shoulders. So I just did knee raises, but I thought that was a really good workout, and I was kind of sore the next couple of days, so I didn't want to work out this week anymore, because I don't want to be sore the day before the tournament, especially legs, because like stances, I don't want to be groaning every time I go down a stance or try to do a front kick. So I was like, yeah, that's enough for today. So I'm glad the Open is on Sunday this week. Then I started SAT, just giving value. Yeah, just making sure my team was in check on Saturday, and the previous one when Quentin Ryan was in there. Our team was really good. We raised that was this Saturday, yeah. So yeah, when Quentin Ryan was in there, we raised our hands, we sounded off. No one was messing around. No one got picked on the master race or Quentin Daniel. Everyone was just doing what they usually do. Everyone was quiet during the mastery notes. Everyone was disciplined, even though Quentin Ryan wasn't there, which is good. Everyone showed up to the talk outside, so everyone treated it like a regular training and didn't look at it as a chance to just get away with anything. Then let's see, mental emotional documentation. So I started SAT prep this week, and so there's this diagnostic test they make you take, which is basically harder than the actual SAT, and I got a pretty good score on my diagnostic test. So they put me in like the advanced, like the really really advanced group for the SAT prep, and like they gave like consulting for like what classes I should take next year. Other than that, let's see. Yeah, just schoolwork, a lot of schoolwork. Like my history teacher assigned like 13 worksheets today. Like they're short, but just so much work that I have to do. So just gotta grind those out. Let's see. Yeah, I've been just really proud of my team. I feel like, especially due to the size of our team, like we're exceptional. Like it's hard for 35 people to have such a strong bond. I mean, obviously there's like some first degrees that I don't know very well. There's some first degrees that don't know of some of the higher degrees very well. But I'm saying between the first alone and the second, thirds, and fourths alone is a very, very, very tight bond. Especially second, thirds, and fourths have a very, very tight bond. That's even better than first degree test. Even though, Suraj and Desh were there temporarily, but now left, and we have Padma and Mania and Josh. It feels like we tested with them 2 years ago. Like they fit in perfectly. There's been no issues, no like accommodations we've had to make. They've just made the team even better. So it literally feels like we've been brothers and sisters for 2 years now. But even though they moved in very recently, the first degrees are actually being very disciplined, at least in front of me. I don't know what goes on in class. I'm glad they have a good leader when they're alone, not with the whole team. When they're alone, I'm glad they have a good leader in Shri. Because, they have a lot of teenagers, 13 and above. But, not all teenagers are good leaders. Sometimes they're reserved, shy, undecisive, quiet, whatever. But Shri's a very good leader. He's not afraid to take risks, to bring his team together, to step up. So I'm glad the first degrees have someone like Shri. And I just try to, I've said this, I just try to keep my team in check. And I think we're setting the bar really high for 2020. Because technique-wise, I've seen the first degrees. The first degrees, at least compared to like everyone at training, I saw them do Paul Gay 7. And top in the whatever age class they were in, top 3 were Vedant, Arnav, and Sanjay. Like all our guys, those were the top 3 out of like 20-30 kids. Like at least in my eyes, and probably in my eyes, my perfect form is like different than maybe somebody else's form. But the perfect form in my eyes is different than somebody else's perception of a perfect form. But I was just scanning the floor, and just the most relaxation explosion, the most snap and pull. It was like Vedant number 1, or Jaden and Arnav, and Sanjay. Those were my top 4. I don't remember the order. And like, I don't remember any other kids standing out as much as those 4. So I've seen that, and I've seen grappling. Our guys are the ones that have their knees squeezed, have their heels down on the arm bar. Our guys move fast. Our guys are sounding off, giving high fives. So that's exceptional, especially to have like 18, 20 people, right? That's crazy. And the second degrees, I would honestly think that the second degrees bond would not be this strong. Like I thought it would be strong, because like we tested together in 2 years ago. But there's been new additions. There's been people that are not testing. There's been like there's different degrees, so some of them train at certain times, we don't. But it just feels like one big team. And yeah, I'm also like I think Padma takes pretty good leadership, and she's a pretty good leader for the RT, or seconds and above, and the first degrees, and the whole team in general. She like, she doesn't try to forcefully lead, but whenever she talks and whenever she has something to say to the team, it's always meaningful. It always helps us. And so I think she's a dope leader. And yeah, I think this team just bar is really good, because it's hard to have a bond with 35 people, but I think we're doing it. And I think with 2-3 months left, when we test, it's gonna be amazing. And I don't know the first degrees, like, haven't analyzed their technique under a microscope. I don't think there's a weak link. I don't think personality-wise there is a weak link, but I haven't seen them train, so I might be wrong. But the team just functioning as one. We're doing everything. We're bowing in instructors. We're having meetings, even though Coach Ryan's not there. We're able to do things that are expected of us, even without being told, as a team. So I think it's important, and why this test means so much to me is it's important to set the bar as high as possible, because Mastery 2020 is literally what 50 years of Master Race's life work just combined. And it's just not combined, 50 plus years of his life work, and it's going to be represented and remembered by this one test. Not fully, but this is the finale. This is the byproduct of all he's put into this organization, so it has to be dope. And I already know Master 2020 is going to be the best team to ever come out of Pleasanton, but you know, if they're going to be the best, we might as well, 2019 might as well set the bar so high for them, so they have to be even better. And honestly, I want them to be better, because the 2020 test is crazy important. And so I want them to be better, but I don't want Mastery 2020 team, anyone in that team, maybe first degrees or whatever, to have any mediocrity. So I want our team to set the bar as high as possible, which I think we're doing a good job at doing. We just need to crack down on some detail, you know, maybe even do some team bonding. I think that would be a pretty good idea. But once we have our all our technique down, then we should just team bond, because 35 people is a hard bond to create, but I think it's happening. I think it's making very good progress. Let's see, other than that, that's just all I wanted to say today, is that I'm very proud of my team. I've been teaching Tuesday, Thursdays for a while now, and once every couple weeks, I like to take Pranav, and I like to see his progression. You know, obviously he's been an Orange Dragon for like 4 months now, or a long time. I don't know how long, to be precise, but it's crazy how much he's evolved. Like, I like to, you know, not be too strict with him. Like, always try to have fun with him and be nice with him, but, you know, be frank when he's messing around too much. And it's crazy. I remember when he was a White Dragon, you couldn't get him to do attention ready position without the kid crawling around the entire room. And yesterday, I almost had him for the entire time. For the first 20 minutes, he did not run around. He did not crawl around. He was having fun. He was, you know, like, of course, everyone makes mistakes. He was having fun, but he was doing the technique. I could tell he was trying super hard. You know, and for the first 20 minutes, you know, he wasn't even running around, messing around. And it just makes me so happy to see improvement like that. Because even like 2 months ago, I took him once, and like I did attention ready position and like sparring stance, and I was doing like double punch with him, and just started running around like all of a sudden. And to see that transformation within him is so amazing. It reminds me of Madov, who I haven't thought about. It reminded me of Madov, who I haven't thought about in a while. But Madov, he came here with, of course, they have disabilities, but he was unable to focus, but by the time he left, he could listen, he could comprehend instructions, he would try hard, he would understand corrections, and that's why I remember the story about they didn't want to leave, because he was learning more in karate than regular school. And that's what's awesome about teaching, and that's what's awesome about the karate program, is that, you know, in school they don't teach you how to, like, in school they're just going to assume everyone's equal. They're going to assume everyone's smart enough to do this, to do that, or everyone's able enough, I should say, to do this, to do that. But, you know, for some kids, you can't do that, because first you have to learn how to focus. First you have to learn how to keep your attention straight, stay in one place. And school doesn't have time to teach people that. So I think when they come to karate, that's why parents appreciate what we do and what we teach them, because they learn how to focus, they learn how to, you know, be serious. So I keep taking him I'll request to take him once in a while, just to see where he is. And he's testing tomorrow, and I think he's gonna do pretty good, so I'm excited. I'll try to judge him, but yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.